How successful has been Trump's chaos theory? That is, to use chaos to bring about order. We're going to take a look at the initiatives done thus far, and also we're going to grade on various categories how the impact of the first 8 months of Trump's administration. So please watch this thing till the end, and also please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to our channel. Here we go. Who was Parshurama, who led a life of devotion, dedication, and daring? Why did he take birth on the earth? Was it to eradicate corrupt Kshatriya rulers who had become tyrannical and oppressive, or was it to bestow daya for the needy? Create chaos to bring order strategy. A breakdown of disruptive statecraft, its mechanism, tactical successes, and strategic outcomes. See, Trump wasn't levying tariffs on one or two countries. He was levying tariffs on the whole world. In other words, he was willing to take on the whole world. And that to me was something that was like a shock. Why is he trying to do this? There were a few offenders. Yes, they used devious means, but then why take on the whole world? What was the reason? Well, this is what it appears to have been like: to create chaos, to bring about order. He has had some significant wins and some significant losses. Let's take a look at what exactly was the modus operandi, how chaos is generated. The chaos is not random, but a calculated method to gain an advantage. Analysts identify four core mechanisms used to disrupt the status quo and create leverage. Number one, controlled disruption. Utilizing unpredictability and rapid policy shifts to keep opponents and allies constantly off balance. You saw that thing like on Thursday or Friday, he would say something, on they wouldn't have time to react because Monday would come too soon, and then something else will happen. So this was a quick jab kind of a strategy, and this was to create maximum leverage. Next, institutional crippling, disrupting federal bureaucracy, like for example DOGE, and also sending a lot of DEI hires home, many probationary federal jobs, many people were sent home, and so on and so forth. And this was to cut funding and replacing personnel to accelerate dismantling the post New Deal structure. I mean, Biden administration had hired under DEI like there was no tomorrow. Some correction had to be made, so that was the next one. If you have fewer people doing the same work, what happened? You render them less capable. That was the second one. Third one, diversionary tactics, like flooding the zone with controversy and sensational news cycles to dominate media attention and divert scrutiny. This was effective to some extent, I would say, because everybody was responding to the latest statement Trump had made and forgotten what he had made just moments before that. So this has been something that has been a hallmark of the V2 administration of Trump. Number four, zero-sum bargaining, approaching all interactions as a negotiation where one side must win and another must lose, reinforcing America first. The intent was to secure perceived wins. That's why, when India said no, you did not take part in any ceasefire talks, Trump really got upset, because this is all a pattern. They had a plan to try and keep saying that, anywhere Trump goes in, he solves the problem, he brings the parties together, and everyone lives happily ever after. Well, what happened today in the international airport in New Delhi, I had done a video on that, should really open your eyes. So, what were the tactical successes? From a purely tactical perspective, the strategy has been highly effective at its primary goal, which is disruption. This has led to several notable outcomes and quote-unquote wins. First one, key policy wins. The disruptive approach accelerated major domestic policy goals, particularly in areas of long-standing conservative focus. This chart shows a conceptual breakdown of these key policy achievements, which are the ones: number one, judicial appointments, about 40%, then tax cuts policy wins 35%, and deregulation policy wins 25%. Then maximum leverage, unpredictability in trends and security relationships extracted concessions, that conventional diplomacy might not have achieved, seen by proponents as a successful art of the deal application. This is the book that Trump has written, and he claims credit for much of the things, saying that I did this already in my book, Art of the Deal. Dismantling pre-existing order, the strategy effectively fractured the rules-based global order, such as challenging NATO or the World Trade Organization, and domestically weakened regulatory agencies through deregulation. Last, setting the agenda. Constant chaos ensures that political conversation is almost entirely dominated by the administration's actions, making it difficult for opponents to form a sustained counter message. So, this is the thing. Opposition was always reacting to what Trump was saying. It's just that the last few days, some mostly blue states have elected mostly blue candidates, and yet Democrats are claiming this as a huge victory. Virginia was a bit of a surprise, but these things do happen. It's a democracy. Let's move to what exactly happened. So chaos was created. Did the Trump administration get order back? Let's take a look at how that part has fared. Chaos often fails to translate into a desirable, stable order. Instead, it frequently creates long-term stability issues and self-defeating outcomes across key areas. For example, I'm going to be analyzing what happened between China and United States tariff talks and how did that pan out. That's a monologue on its own. I'll be recording that soon, so please do watch out for that. So if you take a look at the perceived negative impact score of the chaos strategy in 4 critical areas, the less the number, the less the negative impact. The more the number, the more the negative impact, highlighting where the strategic limitations are most deeply felt. First one, in international relations, 80. Conceptual negative impact is 80 for international relations. For domestic governance, 75. For economic policy, 70. And social cohesion, 90. This is what has happened. This is why you suddenly have MAGA going after H1B, going after Hindus, they're going after Indians, they're going after just about anything that they can, throw their barbs on. And this is something that is very, very unfortunate, because what it has done is those who were independent have now been turned away by some of these, needless exaggerations. So what happens then? Finally, the tale of two goals. The create chaos to bring order strategy is a powerful and highly effective destructive tool for achieving short-term leverage and dismantling entrenched policy structures. However, its effectiveness in establishing a coherent, stable, and widely beneficial new order is highly debatable. Critics argue the chaos is inherently destabilizing, breeds powerful resistance, and may ultimately undermine the very institutions and global standing it seeks to leverage. So that's where we have it. And you can see that America isn't really thrilled with the 9 months of the Trump administration. Something needs to happen. I hope this government blockage will stop soon and that people can resume their lives. We're also seeing a lot of flight disruptions today, and this is only going to increase as more and more people are furloughed. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.